Hi, I'm Mark, and this is Let's Vibe, the channel all about crystals and our feelings. So in today's video, I wanted to talk about a very common stone, and I've already done one or two videos on um, uh, different varieties of this stone, but this stone comes in countless varieties, and it's very easy to find. And that stone is agate. So as you can see, I've got a brown agate. So this is a very common color, very common variety of agate. It's got some really beautiful markings, bands. Most agate is banded. I'll show you, you can see the bands on this end. Agate is a form of quartz, microcrystalline quartz, and the crystals or microcrystals have been laid down in layers, which gives the stone its banded appearance. Agate comes in many different colors, and brown is a pretty common color. So, this side is pretty. So I got this piece from my great uncle. My great uncle was kind of a jack of all trades, and he did a lot of rock hounding and fossil hunting in his life. And he found a really impressive collection of fossils, stones, and crystals through his explorations. And this was one of his stones. He gave me this agate, and I know he told me he found it in Idaho. I want to say Idaho Springs area. But he definitely found this somewhere in Idaho, which makes sense. Idaho is known as the Gem State. So this piece is special for me in that it wasn't found at a store. It came from a loved one, a family member, and he discovered it himself. So someday I would love to do the same and go out to some places like Idaho or Montana and do some rock hounding of my own. But anyway, agate is, like I said, there are so many varieties of agate out there. So many colors, patterns, and they really there's a wide variety, not just in the colors, but also in the properties, the metaphysical properties and the energies of the stones. But in general, agate is associated with Venus. It's a stone of love. It's a stone that definitely resonates with the energies of love. Agate, especially this brown agate, it's very grounding. It's very calming and soothing. This stone is one of two stones that Judy Hall assigns to Gemini sun signs from her Crystal Zodiac book. Of course, assigning stones to zodiac signs is always kind of up for interpretation, but one reason she assigns agate to Geminis, she also assigns the stones tourmaline to Geminis. But one reason she assigns agate is because agate is very grounding and very slow moving. It's very, agate is all about slowing down the vibrations and coming down to a peaceful state of mind and a peaceful emotional state. So that the vibrations of agate are slow. This is a slow acting stone, a slow moving energy, which is great during times of, high energy when things are moving fast. It's great to grab a piece of agate like this and give yourself a chance to slow down and come down to center and find a peaceful place. So agate can definitely help you if you're feeling hurried or frenzied. Agate really helps bring things down to a calm, quiet, peaceful state. And because it's a slow-moving energy, agate really does take some time to work, so to speak. When you buy a piece of agate, and if you feel like you want to work with agate or carry agate, it does take some time to connect with the stone and to really feel its vibrations and to see how it affects yourself and your life. It takes patience. But it's worth it because it really is a beautiful stone that when I hold agate, this brown agate, I feel a really comforting vibration. I feel stable. Agate is very stable. Those layers of micro crystal quartz creates a very, very stable vibration. So it's perfect if you're feeling shaken up or if you're feeling hectic. Agate brings stability to your emotions and to your mind and body. Agate is a loving stone, and that makes sense given its connections with Venus. And so when I hold agate or carry agate, I feel protected. I feel a sense of comfort and love, an energy of love. And it just feels like everything's being held together lovingly. It feels safe. And if you're dealing with a lot of emotions, agate can really help bring some calm to your emotional self. Agate is soothing for the more difficult emotions like anger or sadness. It can help soothe painful emotions. Agate is also a stone of truth. Looking at the layers and the bands of the stone, agate helps bring things up through the layers. It helps bring up truths that need to be brought up, but it does so slowly. It's not like obsidian where it's just like bam, right up in your face and you're caught off guard. No, agate brings things to the surface very slowly and gently, which is that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. Oftentimes, especially in our Western societies, our modern societies, we want things very quickly. We want things to happen fast. But agate teaches the benefits of going slow, the benefits of being patient and allowing things to happen more naturally, at a natural pace. So this stone is good for self-healing and learning more about yourself over a long period of time. It's great for encouraging and facilitating spiritual growth and self-development. You know, you start to learn new things about yourself. It's easy to think that, you know, what is there to learn about myself? I've been with myself since day one, you know. But honestly, you would be surprised when you take the time and when you're consistent in your self-work and spending time with stones like agate. You'd be surprised the things that you realize about yourself, things you learn along the way. And so agate is a great teacher in that sense. And it's great for drawing in love, not just cultivating self-love, but also attracting love into your life, whatever kind of love you may be looking for. And I think, you know, especially with a color like brown, agate is also a stone with an energy of abundance, an energy of contentment, kind of like maybe like a 9 of Pentacles or 10 of Pentacles kind of energy. Very earth-based, abundant vibration. So in that sense, it can be used for manifestation of such abundance or of love. But I just, you know, at first, when I first bought agate, when I found this stone, I had kind of forgotten about this stone for a while, but when I first started working with agate, you know, I remember feeling a little bit of impatience and, you know, wanting it to move faster than it did. But honestly, it does pay off to take your time with stones in general, but especially with stones that have a slower moving energy like this one. Because the rewards are worth it. It's worth learning about yourself. It's worth the self-development and uncovering truths about yourself, even if those truths have some painful emotions attached to them. It's worth it because when you get to that the other side of that, you really can experience a sense of joy and a sense of contentment within yourself, a sense of stability that you may not have experienced before. So I think agate is a must-have for anyone who is into crystals. And it's definitely a good stone for carrying in your pocket, putting under your pillow at night. It's a stone that can be worn and held for long periods of time because it moves and works slowly and gently. So unlike blue lace agate, which provides no protection at all, this kind of agate definitely provides energetic protection, as well as the grounding qualities that I mentioned earlier. So I was thinking about a song for agate, for this brown agate, and I was really focused on the love aspect, the love energy of this stone, the loving energy of this stone. And I was drawn to the song, a unique for me, but a song by a very famous pop singer from Morocco. Now, most people in the Western Hemisphere have not heard anything about Arab pop singers. But back when I was in high school, I developed a passion for Arabic, and I really wanted to learn about Arab cultures, and there's a singer from Morocco. She's been around for decades. Her name is Samira Said. She's originally from Morocco, but she lives and works out of Egypt. And Egypt is like the pop culture capital of the Arab-speaking worlds. Lebanon also is very well known for its pop culture, but Egypt is like the hub of all Arabic-speaking pop culture. So anyway, Samira Said has put out so many albums over the decades, and I first started listening to her around 2005 or 2006, and she came out with an album that I love, and it's really the only album of hers that I've really listened to. But I love the songs on this album. The album is called Awini Beak, and that's also the name of the song that I'm assigning to Agate. Awini Beak. It means make me stronger. This is through and through a love song. She's singing about, you know, how could I have lived with, you know, before I knew you? How did I live before knowing you and before loving you? You know, she's singing about how her love for this person, her lover, basically gives her a reason to live, gives her life, and makes her stronger. It's a beautiful song, and you know, Arabic pop, what I love about it is it has so many qualities in it that are unique to Arabic music or Arab music styles, and it's just, Arabic is a beautiful language, and they make some incredible pop music. So I will include a link to Awini Beak in the description box below, and I'll also include a link to an English translation of her lyrics, just in case you're curious about what exactly she's saying. You can look up the English translation. So, with all that being said, I once again encourage all of you to leave your comments or questions down below. I'd love to hear from you. And once again, thank you so much for vibing with me.